got a wonky phone tonight. Oh, hold on a second. Let me just move yours along a little bit. There we go. Sorted. Now I've got to sort this out now. Oh, I think that's about right. Let's have a look. Okay, that's not a bad picture if ever I say so myself. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's have a look. 3, 2, 1. Let's press live on the old Book of Faces. Hello, everybody. A couple of minutes to go. So let me just find where I am. Might help, mightn't it? Oh, dear me. Looks like we've got a slight delay tonight. Let's have a look. Where am I? Am I anywhere? Am I nowhere? Let me go into that. Oh, there we are. Okay. Hi Sheila. Hi Michael. Love it. I shall be with you in a second. I'm just trying to find myself. Apparently I'm lost. Bit of a lost cause, I think. Let me just go out of that and redo this. Let's try it that way, maybe. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Found myself. Look at that. Hi Anthony. There we go. Hi Ruth. Hope everybody's well. Evening. Oh, it looks like it's on the Swift, that does, doesn't it? Hold on a second. I do apologise. Let me try that way. There we go. Let's see if that looks any better. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that it looked like it was on the squiggle. Hi Sue. Hi Nettie. Hi Terry. Hello everybody. Sheila, Michael. Hello. Lexi. Hi. Hey Chickadee. Hi Sarah. So I'm just put this one up. I have got permission to post it. So I asked Michelle if she was happy for me to do so. I've done of the lovely Poppy. Done some little amendments. Amazon saved the day because I had to twiddle some bits and pieces. But I just hopefully the picture's gonna look half decent. I don't know. Oh, try reconnect. Oh, it looks like we've got no. Well, have we got the internet back? Oh, there we go. We've got internet back on Facebook. Let's see if it's back. Oh, yeah, I think it's back on there. So now I don't know why we've got this dipping in and out nonsense, because we've got half decent weather in Wolverhampton. So there we go. Oh, that's an interesting one. Hi Carol, hope you're well, sweetie. But there you go. So yeah, so I just thought I'd show you this lovely little cat. Very cute. What I will tell you is it was an interesting one to do. I like a challenge. She definitely challenged me. So there we go. Right then. So there we go. We're on o'clock. So this was a lovely piece done. There's a mix of this is a proper mixed media piece. So we've got pencils, we've got charcoals, and I've got paint as well on that, just so I can get everything to pop. So yeah, depending if there's anything preferred want me to do, then ask away. But depending on what the picture is and what detail I can pull out the picture is to what I use and do it that way. So I will get it all done, and I'll see Michelle on the 2nd. Hi Cheryl, hope you're well. So yeah, so I've got to have a decent reference picture to actually work with, and I know some of you don't always have, because it's unexpected. Basically, it's surprising when you've not got pictures of of your pets or your loved ones, sort of thing. So what I would say to you is you just never know. So try and take as many pictures as you can, because you never know if you want something doing. So I just want to say thank you ever so much. Hi Alison, hope you're well, sweetie. So there we go. So I'm going to pop that nice and safe out the way. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now it's done. I thought, phew, thank goodness for that. So yeah, there we go. So I'm going to pop this nice and safe. So that's Poppy, who's all safely done. And then I've got Jasper next to do. So that's going to be an interesting. Jasper's brink from death, basically. So I'm going to enjoy doing Jasper. Right then, so tonight... she looks beautiful. I haven't sent you a photo of my friendship because I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. If you send me some, I can always say yay or nay, can't I? Right then. So, oh, you're welcome, Sue. No problem. You know, I can only look. At the end of the day, it'd be nice for me to have a look and have a challenge, basically. So it's SSA. Kingfisher come out. I'll show you. Plan detail in the little devil. Really enjoyed it, Ruth, to be fair. I really enjoyed popping this together. I love getting the detail in. I love the colours. They pop. And I can't tell you what they're called. Polychromos. They are stunning to use. Okay. Be right back. Okay, Alison. I'll stay here then. So yeah, so I really enjoyed that one. That was gorgeous. Thank you. Thanks for asking. So tonight, pencils. Now, what I'm going to say to you is, decent paper helps. If you haven't got decent paper, don't worry about it. A sketch pad. You could even, oh, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, very kind. You could do, you can go to the pound shop and buy a set of pencils. Yeah. So the pencils I'm using tonight are Faber-Castell. Now, I'm lucky enough where I can replace things, which I have done, and I can tell the difference between your Poundland, your Derwent, as you upgrade, and then obviously these Faber-Castell. Now, pencil's a pencil, you know, however, how they blend and how you can move them around, two different things. So, if you've only got cheap stuff, don't worry about it. You can still create something like this with a cheap set of Poundland pencils. So don't think, oh my gosh, I've got to go out there and go and buy whatever. Load of nonsense. You can create this. Okay. Hi, Annie. Hope you're well. You can create this with Poundland, The Range, B&M, wherever. Yeah. You can go into your arts and crafts and go and spend money on pencils. And I'll tell you now, I have got this Karen, what is it? Whatever it is, yeah, the Swiss fancy stuff. Yeah, saved my day today though, I must admit, with regards to what I needed it for. But I must admit, I'll hold my tongue to rate it properly. Right, so what pencils have I got? I have got a HB pencil. And then I've got a range of B pencils. Now, the HB pencil will be to outline. Okay. And then the rest I've got a 4B, a 6B, a 12B, and a 14B. Now, these, the 12s and the 14s, you can buy cheaper ones. These are Pick Graphite mats, and they are black, as you can see. They go on well, they move well. You can move a lot of different things. Okay, so if you wanting to do shading work, hi Trina. Trina, yeah, Trina, there you go. I had to second look at that then. If you are wanting to blend and play around, get yourself a cotton bud, a bit of paper. Even if you haven't got any cotton buds, if you don't clean your ears and you do different things, just get yourself a bit of tissue, okay, or even a bit of Andrex or toilet roll or whatever. Okay, so I've got a smudging stick, and again, you could use an eyeshadow brush. Oops, where's my thing gone? There we go. You could use an eyeshadow brush. These blenders I love, and you can get them from a selection of places, and they can be very cheap. You can use an eyeshadow applicator. You can use a cotton bud, or as I say, you could use a bit of tissue. I'm going to show you all different techniques using all of those, and with whatever pencil. Don't forget your thumbs up. Oh yeah, do your thumbs up. Subscribe, like, algorithm and all that nonsense. I'll just crack on and just play. So I've got a putty rubber. Now these are brilliant, right? So if you are going for it, I've got most of my stuff now Faber-Castell, but to be fair, I've always, oh, let me go, there's one I've used. I've always rated them. So bad in internet look back. Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. That's cyberspace for you. Putty rubbers, they come in a nice little case out the way. You just take a bit as and when you need it. When it gets too black and it's not doing what you want to do, throw it away and get a new piece. But yeah, I mean, you can do your normal rubbers. Yeah, you know, do all your bits and bobs and whatnot. So away you go. Now, if you've got pan pastels and you've got smudging sticks, you can use them. there's loads of different things that you can do to achieve this. And like I say, you can quite easily get Poundland pencils, as long as they've got the gradients HB, B, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever, up to 6. I'll be using a 6 today, so you know I will show you how to do this. Now the next thing is, obviously, we've got a stencil. Now the stencil is of a certain size, which is that there, yeah. Now I did get myself a reference picture, so any artist that does anything will have some sort of reference, whether it's in your head, whether it's a reference picture, hello, whether it's a reference picture, or whether it's you know, I have to keep jumping in and out. Ruth, there's nothing I can do about it, I'm sorry. It's just gremlins then at the end of the day. I know when I did start, hi Cheryl, hi Anne, hello everybody. I know when I did start, it both my Facebook and what's it took a little bit to what's it, but I'm on now, so there we go. Just so, there you go, Debs, just so you can see. Pussycat, there you go. Jasper's next, as you do. Anyway, so this lovely piece here. So reference picture. My reference picture, I went on Google. And as you can see, there's a huge difference between my reference picture and this. And the reference was from Imgur. Whatever that is. Imgur. There we go. Oh, my JJ's. Yes, he is indeed. So that's where I got the reference from. But you can get yourself a light bulb and put it down on the side if you wanted to. I got this one because it was nice and easy for you guys to see. I've even put this on the post, so if you ever want to take it off and print it off, go for it. Print it and just pop it down to look. I'm going to be showing you how to use your reference picture in different angles, because this is different to what this will give you, but then you can tweak it to do it as and when you want to. So let's play. So to get this, as I said, I'm using an A6 Super Smooth, which is 300 GSM. And what I'm going to do first of all is think about where I actually want this on here. Now bear in mind, I'm not going to stick it down or anything, but you can if you want to. So you do what's comfortable for you. I go quite dangerously, as you do. But SS8, any stencils that you've got, if you look at it and you go and find a reference picture that's close to it, you will be able to recreate this. And Tracy's got some absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stamps out there. Now the reason why I've done this one on the side is the reference picture. Hey Sissy Poos, oh Maggie Moo, boo boo boo, beautiful. Oh, I've got a little pussycat for Maggie Moo then. Here's Poppy. Yeah, there we go. So we've got Poppy, but it's a different Poppy. There's a lot of Poppies out there. So I've got Poppy, my dog. We've got Poppy there. You've got a Poppy. How mad is that? Poppy's a very, very, very familiar name. Bless. And it's a lovely name as well. Right then, so get your reference picture. See how I go off on tangents as you do. So, oh, indeed. So I'm going to angle it in a way. So when I look now at the reference picture, and I'm going to put that reference picture down, as you can clearly see, it ain't a bad copy, even if I say so myself. But there are differences because of the end of the light bulb on this, and you can change it. You know, it's totally up to you. So think about how you're positioning it on here, and if you want to tape it. If you will get messy hands, so again, think about that if you're going to be putting fingerprints over the card. I'm starting to learn to work with bits of paper about to try and not to smudge everything, but that's going to go off tangent today, I can assure you. So I don't usually copy an image, but I am going to put it in roughly the same sort of place. Yeah, probably like so. And then the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my HB sauce. Hello, Sue. I'm going to get my HB pencil, and all I'm going to do is very lightly, and I mean very lightly, just go around Tracy's stencil, just nice and lightly. So then if I do it up, I've got a really light little outline. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there. Now, a trick. What you want to do is, when you've got your pencils, if you've not got any sort of shavings, when you've sharpened them, keep your shavings. So I get little pots now, and I keep all of my graphite or gradients or anything like that, and I'll put it in there, and I'll literally just have it in a little pot. So this, for instance, is like a dark grey. Now, if I put it down light enough, so I'm just going to pop it in here. So this is just shavings off your pencil. Now, you can buy this, but why buy it when you've got a pencil anyway? That's the way I see it. Makes sense to me. Right, and what I'm going to show you is, get your tissue. Now, this can be toilet roll. This is plenty, but again, use what you've got. And you know I've sort of gone around it with a pencil, but you just dip it in. Now, blow. And the first thing I'm going to do is just rub it around. So I've actually got something on there. Now, when you look at your reference picture, you can see that top end is going to be a little bit darker than this bottom end. Yeah. So that's all I've done there. And then I've got my cotton bud, same cotton bud I used earlier on. And I'm just going to dab it in, blow it off. And then all I'm going to do here now is just follow that fabulous stencil. And then that's giving me the idea, bless its little cotton socks and all the rest of it, of basically, I am going to blow because I've got little bits here and there. Where there's nothing at all on, I'm quite happy just to move it off. Now, when you look at that, you think to yourself, oh, well, hold on a second. We've got bits here, and you've got the elements, as they're called. And then you want to look at what you've actually got on your stencil. Now, me, like a Lewin, I'll move my stencil off. However, I can just about put it back on and just see. And what I want to do is I want to get those lovely little grooves that Tracy's put in, and I just want to bring that little bit there back to life again. Now, I've done it really gently to begin with, and you've got to do what you're comfortable with. So if you want to, let me just, because I moved it, if you want to actually go around and do it a lot harder this time, you can do, because then you've got your outline a lot more, you know, clearer as such. I'm going to put my picture there out the way just so you can see, and then I'm going to put the snippets. So as I say, SS8, and I still believe there is free postage on, so if you are after something, get yourself with that free postage. Now I'm going to put that like so, and I'm going to put this sort of the same of it, so I'm actually looking at what I'm doing, and now I'm going to do a little bit of drawing. I can see where you have sort of got this end here, so I'm going to sketch it over, and I'm going to sketch this over here, and I'm going to do the same with all these little bits along here, and that's going to give me a sort of a rough idea of where, let me just move them out of the way, of where these bits and bobs are. Now, if you want to go in a little bit clearer, you can do. And you can sort of just pull these lines around a little bit more and just have it a little bit more defined. So now when you look, you've actually just got a few sketch lines there. Now I know when I'm looking at this now, I want it to try and stay as close to that as I can. So when you look, and I've got this angled down now, I'm thinking to myself, well, I know for a fact, so I've got my little cotton bud, and I've just put a little bit more dust on, as I call it, as you do. And I'm going to look at that now, and I'm going to think, well, I know that just this little bit underneath here, poor I was sick of me. Dear me. You just got to go for it then, ain't you? Well, while you've got free postage, that's what you do. So I'm going to look in now, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's how my light bulb's going to be like so. So I'm going to get a little bit more of this dust on my cotton bud. See, it's all very cheapy stuff at the minute. Maggie sends a woof. Oh, bless, love it. Communication. Hi, Rose. So all I'm doing now is just looking at where I'm going to think with the light. Now, if you're unsure about light, for one, this is where the reference picture comes in, because it's actually giving you the shadow. But if you're stuck, imagine there's a light here and it's shining down. Where would that reflection be? Yeah. So that's how, if you're stuck with your dynamics of light and dark and things like that, that's how you sort of can do it in on an easier way. So we've got our little light bulb sort of moment there. So all I've done there is just a rough, very rough outline. And I'm going to look now and think to myself, well, I'm going to bring this here so it comes up and it'll come around. And I'm going to bring it around. Now, this if you're looking, you think to yourself, don't know whether I can do this. It's a bit of freehand, you know. Don't worry about it. You got a rubber. I never worry about this bit because at the end of the day, I can rub it out. Yeah. So all you've got to do is, if it's too dark, you can get rid of it. Don't worry. And just look now and think to yourself, okay, well, we can do it like that. We can bring it round. Yeah. Honestly, don't worry. We can order the die set. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, I'm all excited. I think the die set's going to be brilliant. Can't wait for that to arrive. Can't wait to have a play with the die set. Woohoo! Love it. There's so many different things that you can do. Now, when you look now, I can see that that needs to come out a bit more here. So if you look at now, when you're looking at your reference, this is where you can sort of think to yourself, well, hold on, that don't look quite right. So if that's the case, you get your putty rubber. And then you can just, oh, you've ordered the die sets too. Oh, fabulous. I'm going to have to look at to do something with the die sets, aren't I? How fabulous would that be? Oh, brill. I love a good die set. So all I'm going to do now is look and just think to myself, well, I can just quite easily, I can take that out of there, bring that into there. Don't worry about that. And don't worry about taking things out because it's easy enough to put things back in. Which it's a lot easier than you think with pencil. So, you know, don't panic yourself. So all I'm going to do now is get me my cotton bud and I'm going to come round and up and round and have a little dabble around here. That's the stamp shape dies. What's the stamp shape dies? Stamp shape dies. It's like the little stamps, which are fabulous. Indeed they are. Right then, so let me just do that. To me, that's like a bit too big there. Let me just take that away. There we go. That's a bit better. So all you've got to think about is you can take things away as much as you like when you're doing this part of it. So it is all about rough. So all I'm using is a cotton bud. I'm not even drawing. And all I'm going to do now is look at this. And I know that I've got to do a line here. Like postage. Yeah, exactly like postage stamps. You know, sometimes I have like a moment, I think to myself, well, yeah, how do I explain that one? It's all right about it, yeah. Just having one of them days, I think. Right, so, same as up here. Again, if you've only got tissue and no cotton buds, all you're going to do, you've already got a little bit of something on there. So you can just burnish that area, nice and easy. Okay. Now, when you're looking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roughly now with my HB pencil, keep saying HP, crikey, got a sandwich on my mind here. And all I'm going to do, sorry, I type badly. It's all right, I type terribly. Now what I'm going to do is I've got my line here, which I can see. And I know this is going to go here. And I know that that's totally off. So I'm going to do something like that. And then when I'm looking now, so I've got my rubber. And when I'm looking, I'm thinking that's definitely got a bit of a light shadow there. And then we've definitely got a bit of a light shadow here. And then we've definitely got a bit of a light shadow here. Now, with the putty rubber, when you've got it burnished in, you will need something with a little bit more oomph to it. So, you could use, in fact, I'll just use a normal rubber, just so, because majority of you, if you've got a rubber, you're going to have a normal rubber. So, I'm going to do sort of a bit of a circle there, and then I'm going to do a bit of a circle here, and then there's also another dot here. Now as you're going along and burnishing along again, these will go, but it's easy enough, you know, to put them back in, so don't worry if you keep losing bits and stuff like that. Now the next thing I've noticed is there's a light source here, so all I'm doing is just like rubbering little things here and there, just putting them in just randomly. Now I'm so used to using my rubber. I do apologise if people are not gonna. It's like, oh, what's all that about? But I'm just me at the minute. So let me just piddle about with this. So obviously I use a lot of different things when it comes to doing pictures and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to show you as easy as I can with, you're not buying anything special. So all I'm using is a cotton bud, you know, just to show you that you don't need all this fancy equipment just to get a nice drawing basically doing. So let's crack on with the element part of it. Now when you're looking at this bit now, it's all light sketching, so don't panic because I'm not going to get this precise. However, when you're looking at something, you're going to sort of say, well, there's sort of like, when you look at it, I'm going to break it down. So there's like a shape, like it comes up and it goes up, and there's a shape here that goes like that. And then when I look at this sort of light area here, down here, I've got like a line that comes like so. And then up here, I've got sort of another line, which will come like so. And these are only sketches. It's nothing sort of set in stone or anything. So I've got that there, and there's like a bit of a round bit will be about here, bit of a weird thing. And then I've got sort of a line coming down here, and that just goes off a little bit. Okay, so we got that. And then here, we got some sort of weirdness going on. So there's like a line here, another line here. Well, I'm going to have to I've got to, oh, feed the caterpillars. Oh, love it. Enjoy, Debs, enjoy. So all we're going to do now is literally just put darker lines in off our sketches and just build up the sort of gubbins of it. And as I say, it really is easy, to the fact of it's easy once you start playing around with things. Now I do want to put a little bit, I'm going to just do it with this. Sorry, Lisa. I'll do. No, it's all right, Chris. You go for it. Enjoy. So I'm just going to put this in here. Visitors come before anything else, because I know if I got visitors, I'd be gone myself. So let me just put that there, put that round here, in there. There we go. So reference picture, if you want it, I can post it out to you for you to quite easily pick and grab. Now, small breeds, oh bless. See you later. Right, I'm going to get another pencil now. So I'm going to start going up in gradients, and my next one is a 4B. Depends on the visit. Well, yeah, true. Depends if I answer the door, if I've got visitors. It's one of them, isn't it? Right, so here we've got those lovely little hoops and bumps and that. So I'm going to look now and actually start to just tidy up this area here. Now, again, I'm going to, it's right though, isn't it? I'm going to just lightly put an area here. Let me just get another, let me just grab a different rubber. Let me grab my rubber. What am I going to use? Let's have a look. Oh, I'll tell you what, let me see if this one's any good. There we go. Yep, there we go. Right, 1, 2, 3. There we are. And then I'm going to do a little bit here, bring that down on a squiff. So I'm trying to look at exactly what's going on with a reference picture. And all you'll do then is just literally look, you know, oh wow, breeds butter. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? There's that many different people do so many different things. It's brilliant how everyone's all brought together here. Absolutely fabulous. Love it. Right, so I'm going to put my circle back sort of here, I'm presuming. Yeah, that'll do. We've got that one back there, we've got this one back here, and then we've got a bit there, a bit here and a bit there, sort of thing. That'll do. Right then, so 4B, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at the detail here. Now, as I say, Tracy's is just a little bit different, but if you want to sort of bring together and do your own, you can do. You can flatten this out if you wanted to, or shade it, it's up to you. But all I'm going to do now is very lightly sort of tickle across the paper. Now the advantage with the super smooth is it glides beautifully when you're doing a pencil drawing. So this is why I've been using super smooth to do all of my drawings I've been doing just lately. And then all I'm going to do now this is where, depending on how you are with your eyesight and stuff like that, this is where you're going to look and you're going to think there is actually some writing on the bottom of this bulb, just along here. So I don't know whether anybody can see that, but there is like some writing, and it's whether or not you're going to actually just sort of give that interpretation that there is some writing there. And what I can see on this side is there's a little bit of a darkness here as well. And then all I'm going to do is actually look and repeat what I'm looking at here on each bit. So there's a line that comes across, and then there's a bit of a bit, and same again. I'm going to do it over and then a bit, and then I'm going to do a bit more and round, and then this top bit here just comes over a little bit more. Now I know this is sort of, it can be long-winded, but instead of just going shh, it's actually it's really therapy. I found while I've been doing more rice and bread, I collect the eggs. Oh wow, wow, that's brilliant, Debs. How cool's that? Proper on it. How fabulous. I think that's really cool, if I must say so myself. Real. Mind you, there's some wicked caterpillars. Absolutely fabulous ones. Now, what I do now is I burnish now. Let me just, where's my little crazy little shrub gone? Let me find it. Hold it, hold it. This is the thing. I've put things away thinking, oh, I won't use that with you going. Oh, here it is. There we go. So this little, oh, crumbs, stay. So this little thing with the smudger on the end, this is brilliant because not only can you sort of smudge and play with what you've got down, however, you can actually smudge and really bring your picture to life. So, honestly, I think that's really good. Butterfly breeding, it's brilliant. Absolutely. So what I'm going to do here is now, because I don't like this too much here, when you use your smudger, you can actually bring it out so much more. So up here, obviously, with that light, it sort of gives that sort of end a bit of a weird look, which is great. I love weird looks. And then you've got a bit here as well of that back shadow. So I'm very much about the detail. So I will look here and I will say there's a line here, there's a line here, and there's a deeper line. And I will actually go to replicate that more so than probably others. You know, and again, this is personal preference. And all I'm trying to do is just show you just how to very quickly create just different things, basically. And why not? Because at the end of the day, it's you like that then, are you, with the name nonsense? I love it. Bless you. I get that one too. Somebody said that. What's it? Silk for the, oh wow, how cool's that? We're all full of information tonight. I'm loving it. How brilliant. Right, so I'm going to bring that over. Now I'm going to go back in with my burnishing, and I'm just going to blow off any dust. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a darker edge up here. So as daft as it is, you're actually just creating, there isn't a lot to this light bulb, if I'm honest with you. It's just down to the detail that you're going to put in and in and in, and then use the rubber to take out, and so on and so forth. And that's basically how it's all about your layers. And you know me and my layers, I love them. So found missing embossing. Oh gosh, the cat stole embossing powder. I love it. Right, so I'm going to go on to 6B now. So I'm getting darker and I'm starting to sort of bring in some gradients now. So here I'm just going to, again, these are darker sort of bits, but they are needed, and your pencils do exactly what you want them to do. So if don't be shy to press on them and to move them around, and using your burnishing tool to actually move it around really helps, really does help. So if you're doing something and you want to just use your finger to blend, you can do. If you haven't got any other tools, do that. You know, use your finger, and you can tell when you use your finger, you've got oils on, and you can tell. I'm afraid you can tell the difference. I can tell the difference there clearly where my finger's been, because obviously I've been doing a picture earlier, and you know, I had products on me, and that's what happens. But again, you can get really good effects if you know what you're using and what you're playing around with. So let me just do that around here. So that's just your back shadow There we go. Right then, so let's get these details in. So here, now I'm going to come down a bit, so I don't normally do this, but when I'm doing detail work, I do like to sort of really get to grips. Now, what I'm looking for on this is any sort of little dark markings, and all I'm going to do is scribble. And I'm literally just going to sort of touch here and there, just to give you the eye that there's that this funky element is doing something. But what I do want to do is actually put these in. Now I'm going to go in with a darker. Now you can use a 12 or a 14, and if you haven't got them, whatever your darkest pencil is, so whatever B, the bigger number on your B, the darker the pencil. So I'm going to use my 14, and I just actually want to bring this down. Now the best thing with this is a couple of strokes and you've got what you want, sort of thing. And I'm going to bring this one down, and this is just literally me just, you know, being a bit sort of not detailed like I was on the one earlier. All I'm doing is just showing you a technique. Now if I'm going to start doing workshops and sort of teaching you, it will be highly detailed stuff I'll be showing you. Like the kingfisher, like a portrait, like a, you know, a skull, a pin-up, etc, etc. So they will be time constraint sort of thing. So, you know, just bear that in mind. If you're not that way sort of thing, and you think, oh no, you know, I've got to sit there and twiddle my thumbs or have a go. If I'm doing face-to-face stuff, you will get a set of pencils, a putty rubber and a smudger. I will give you all the tools you need, and those will be yours. They'll be part of the workshop if I do it face-to-face. So just so you're aware to that as well. So with regards to the detail on this now, you've just got these little prods. Now, if you have trouble sort of looking at, this is where, if you look now for reference, so let me just let me get this for instance. So you've got a circle here, yeah, and then you've got a little dot here and a little dot there sort of thing. So when you look on there, then you can sort of see to yourself, well, hold on a second, I need something about here, and then a circle like something around here, and then I've got to do here. I wish I could make it. You can make it, everybody can make it. Got a bit of a round one there, so that's going to go into there, that's going to go down there, that's going to go in here, that's going to go there, and that's about it, isn't it? Realistically, I've missed a thing out, but it won't work. Yeah, I'll do it like that. There we go. Right, so all you'll do there is there's going to be just little areas again where you'll just sort of, your eye will just follow something, or you'll see something, and when you look there, there's another very tiny element at the back of it. So already your light bulb is actually looking like something like a light bulb, and you haven't really put a lot of effort. All I've been doing is waffling to you guys, really. What I want to start doing now is just bringing together Tracy's stencil. So obviously we've got the outline. Now if you're not steady-handed through arthritis, cramps or anything like that, get the stencil back on and just go around it. Now me, I'm probably going to go off a line or invent something now, as you do. I've been drawing all day, so my hand's tired. Can't drive yet. Oh, crumbs. Oh yeah, you've had your surgery, haven't you? Well, you're not going to be able to what's it, but you've got plenty of things to look at now and get yourself ready for when you can, which is all part of the fun then, isn't it? Now, because I've got this darker pencil, and bear in mind this is the darkest, this is a 14B, and this is the Pitt Graphite Matte Faber-Castell. It's one of their darkest pencils, and I must admit it's a good one, you know. So I'm very, very happy with the Faber-Castell range. And if you haven't got them, you haven't got to go out there and buy them, because, you know, I used cheap sets for a very, very long time, and that includes places that we won't name and we won't say, but they are places that I've brought products from and used because Mum's brought them, and I thought, oh, I'll have a go at that, you know. So at the end of the day, I've got like Poundland and the Range and stuff like that. They sell pencils, and I've used them. So if you've got a range of pencils and they're in the Bs, which are your ones that you want to for your shading, you can just put a little bit down and you can move it with a smudger. Now, a smudger, like I've said, you could use your cotton bud. You can use one of these if you want. These are very inexpensive. You can use, they come in ranges as well. You can use a paper smudger as well. So these are great. So that's just a roll of paper tightly. And let me do, I'll show you. So these are great, you know, for really blending in the darker bits. Actually, they'll really move that pencil around. So, you know, there are, this is where I'm going to get messy now and just put my hand everywhere. But these are the sort of things which, if you don't know, and nobody will tell you, you don't know sort of thing, but they're really good to use. Now, I want some more dark here, so I'm going to get my smudger, and I am actually going to put a bit more dark down there. And then you can use these to just smudge it out if you want, or you can continue with this. You use what you're comfortable using. Now, on here, I can see that there's sort of a little weird object, and that's the light reflection from this coming through. So you do want to put that in. So if you've got a rubber, these are brilliant, and these are inexpensive. So this is a rubber pencil. Now this, you can look, when you've got your side by side, you can see here there's a little bit that goes up, two bits that sort of come down, and then a bit that comes down as well. Now, you haven't really got to have the most amazing sort of copy of this. You've just got to give your eye the interpretation it's there, and the same as like these light bounces here. Now, I can already see that my circle's gone, but it's okay. I'll just rub it back into there. And again, depending on what you're using and what you've got, just pop it on. It's not a problem. Use what you've got. So I'm not telling you to go out there and buy anything. All I'm saying is you used one product, which was a stencil, and you've turned it into a funky piece of artwork, really. So all I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to tidy up around. That comes to there. And then here, remember how I said there was like a bit of a light source there? I'm going to bring that down. So I'm just looking now to see what's actually on my reference picture, and I'm trying to copy it basically in that sense. Yeah, so even here there's a little bit here, and then this is lighter. Now when you're smudging out, this is where a putty rubber is great, because you can actually pop it out or tap it, and that will pick up anything, so you're not going to lose so much of your detail, because there are some rubbers that will just literally take it away and it's like gone, and it's like, oh, where's all my hard work gone, sort of thing. So just be mindful of what you're using and how it's actually taking off. Now, most of you will probably go, oh, I'm really happy with that. Perfect, because then you could put a splash of watercolour around it, you can matte and layer it. I mean, that could be quite a masculine card, you know. How many men does it take to change a light bulb sort of moment, isn't it? You know, you can have a really good laugh about it. Now, I just really want that a little bit more oomphy, but it's okay. I'll just leave it like that, as you do. So me as me would go in with this, and I will just keep tweaking it until I'm sort of really happy with it to say, yep, happy with that, and I'd post it. You know, but you guys, all you've got to do is just get used to playing around with what's there, you know, and looking at your reference pictures, because a reference picture can give you so much. I'm a Deborah too. Look at you lot. Love it. So I'm now going to actually look at this just to give it a little bit more. So I'm making sure that it's literally the same, you know, in that sense of as a reference picture. It's not going to be the same, because at the end of the day, it's your interpretation. And it's like when I do any sort of pictures, it'll be my interpretation of that imagery that you're sending me. So if you're expecting it to be a mirror image, it's not always going to be the case, because my interpretation of your loved one, pet, whatever you want me to draw, might be a little bit different to your interpretation of that picture, you know. So bear that in mind when you ask people to, well, you're asking me anyway. Especially JJ. JJ is going to end up with a tutu, and no, I'm only joking, Debs. But I'm really looking forward to doing JJ. JJ is a little character, He's come from death and he's still going strong, bless him. So I'm really loving the fact of doing that. Right, so a light bulb, perfect. You could quite even put he's a diva, definitely. You could even put happy birthday, happy anniversary. You know, you hear of people getting some right weird stuff for anniversaries and stuff like that. You know, give them a card. You know, it's one of them. A card with a light bulb on. So you can see now how I put together drawings, basically. So I'll have a reference picture. I might use a stencil, as in like I have tonight. I'll do freehand. You can clearly see I can draw. But there you go. It has gone a bit wonky donkey here, but do I care? No. If I want to take away wonky donkey, I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. So this will be different to the first one. So let me grab, here we go. Let me grab some stencil, some circles. I love doing this with circle work. So I'm going to get that little bit of dust. Sounds terrible, this, doesn't it? I'm working with dust. Dearie me. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pop a little bit here and there. Why not? There we go. And I think I love this effect. Now, I know it's been going for years, this effect has, but there's different ways that you can actually incorporate things without even sort of overdoing it or having that sort of background, very subtle background. Let me just bring in some sort of darker shapes. Because we've got that little bit of oopy doopy there. I wish the lights had been on. I dread to think what you're saying there now. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put in just a couple of these now. Put one over here maybe. So I like to have a nice background, and I think this is like a nice subtle background. Now again, you could do so many different things. Let me put a little bit here. So all we've just got at the minute is just random fingerprints. I can see a fingerprint appearing, which is about right for me. You know me and fingerprints. I'll do really well with that. So we've got little bubbles here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab... Oh, what colour shall I grab? I'll tell you what, I'm going to grab green. I like green. I'm going to do Twisted Citron. Right, so why not? Why ever not? So all I'm going to do now is I am literally diddly-doo-dah. Just going to put a bit of this here, a bit of that there, here a bit, there a bit, everywhere a bit. Oh, McDonald. No, I won't sing that actually. Right then, so there we go. All you've got to do is just think outside the box slightly when it comes to just adding little bits and bits. And there is hardly anything on my brush now. But already, if I whack a nice sentiment on that to hubby or whoever, you know, how many does it take how many anniversaries does it take to do a light bulb and all that? Yeah, you get it. But why not? You know, at the end of the day, you see, we've got all this kit. And, you know, there's only so much we can keep doing and overdoing, and time to get the pencils out and play now, I suppose, isn't it, really? Again, you know me, I like water. I can quite easily, because I've used an oxide, I can put some water on that if I wanted to. I could put pan pastels on it. I could get colouring pencils. Maybe even, I'll tell you what, let's have a look what I've got here. Let me have a look. Right, so I've got a Derwent graphite. How interesting is that? Let me just, let's whack a... There we go. Why not? Let's just put a different balance. Now, there you go. I've been inspired by the beautiful Amanda, because she put some gorgeous circles and bits and bobs on her stuff the other day. If you haven't watched it, watch the retake on it. Brilliant, brilliant live. Oh, let me move that there. There we go. So again, you can really play around with designs. You know, it's not always about sticking a heart down or a butterfly or whatever, you know. You could put so many different things. What are these anyway? Dermot graphite. I don't think I've ever used that. How sad is that? So, and this is probably where you guys are all exactly the same. You've got stuff in your kit sitting there gathering dust and you've not done anything with it. I know you love circles. There you go. So that's dedicated to the gorgeous Amanda with the circles. So there you go. So let me just wipe that over a second, because I don't know what I've got down there. Oh, we've got a bit of oxide, yeah, but I don't know what else there is. So I can mat and lay that and pop it out in there into the ethos. Pop a what's it on there. Look at that. Bob's your uncle and all the rest of it. But how easy is that I've just shown you? Now I know this one, obviously, of a morning when I do my drawing, I'm in my zone, so I take my time. Obviously, when I do a live, I'm here with you guys, doing my bit, chitty chattering, and away I go to the fairies, as you all know. I talk for England, and away we go. Let me just put that in the pot. Now, these are my old wow. And any shavings I've done, so off my graphites or anything like that, I collect. So that's a great way for you to actually store any sort of pencil stuff that you've got that you can use. And that also includes any pencils, whether they're watercolor or anything like that. Just store it, because it's a fabulous way for you to actually utilize. Now, again, easy to do. So all I've done, as you saw, was I used the stencil, I put it down and got the shape, and then the rest of my work that I'd done was off a reference picture, and it was freehand. Okay, so it just proves that I can draw without a stencil, you know. But you've got to have confidence in yourself. If you turn around to me and go, I can't do that, well, you're not going to, are you? Have a go and just prove yourself wrong. The more you play around and the more you have a go, the more you'll actually go, oh my God, I'm really enjoying that. I'm getting quite good at this now. You'll be really surprised yourself on how you'll actually show different parts of you that you don't even realise you could do, because that's all I done, you know, at the end of the day. So I wasn't born with a pencil in my hand, so to speak. Otherwise my mum would have been in hospital an awful long time. But you know, it's just something that I've always loved, and I'm just happy that I can do this opportunity now to share it with you. So I've definitely got a bit of a wonky a wonky light bulb now, but this is the best thing with pencil, because you can rub it out. Yeah, so I ain't worried about a pencil being wonky or it's looking a bit daft or anything like that. Let me just see if I can just... Another thing I like to do is maybe do like, you know, you got your positives and your negatives. I like to just see if I can just pull out a bit of different, because otherwise all I do is put pan pastels over it, you know. But play around with your kit at the end of the day, you know, because that's what it's there for. It's not there just to sit on the side and gather dust. Let me just re-put in this shadow now, because we've put that lovely... we've put this lovely bit of circles in. But it just proves how easy you can make a card. And somebody would really love that, because it's proper handmade. You know, you've designed it, you've drawn it, you know. So I'm just going to pull in. Now, you can use a variety of different things again. You can go around this with, you know, like your pencils, your liners, you know, and really pop out some places. And when I say pop out, when you actually look at your reference, you've got white and black. Really, how many Bruce things does it take to change a light bulb? None. They all like dancing in the dark. Boom, boom. There's only her can come out with something like that here, isn't there? Eh? Only her can do it. Bless your cottons, Debs, honestly. She thinks that, you know, I dread to think what I'm going to do to poor old Jasper for her. But yeah, keep looking, keep adding. And sometimes, I mean, you know, what we on? 10 to 8. There you go, done and dusted. Do you know what I mean? So take from it whatever you need. There's a lot of shading tips there. And again, I'll just put it on the back. There was somebody asked me about shading. Let me just show you, for instance, with the... she had a 6B pencil. I forgot her name, but... she drawed some lovely pictures, and it's just all about putting your blend down, holding your pencil correctly, and then if you want to go darker, you're just going to get a little bit, so you're going to bring your hand down a little bit further, and then again, that's where your detail happens, and that's where you go darker. But then you're easy when you've got a smudger, you can then move it. And again, practice is important. Really agree with you there, man, because like painting, you've got to understand. Now this is where I'll just make a mess, and I'll do it with this as well, but all you've got to do is just understand what you're using. Paper's brilliant, toilet paper's brilliant. Don't be shy to get your Drex or your you know, your Bilston Market Special. I mean, the difference there from blending it out and just putting it down as a flat changes it into a much more better gradient. And then if you've got yourself, where's my little what's it gone? I'll lose things dead easy. Oh, here it is. If you got yourself a little pencil rubber, if you need to put highlights in, I mean, look how easy it is now to put highlights in without having to worry. So play around. There's loads on the internet, yeah. But I will be doing some really in-depth details. So, and I'll be taking my time, so you will get the picture like this, yeah. Oh Lord, I've got to come all the way to Bilston. Well, I'll be doing online ones, but you know, if ever while we're out and about and we're doing our workshops, if you want a drawing workshop, let me know and I'll do a drawing workshop where I'll sit down. And if I'm doing a drawing workshop, I will provide you with a packet of pencils, a putty rubber, and a smudger. So you'll have everything you need. You haven't got to worry about going out and buying them. You know, so I will supply you with those if I'm going to do a drawing workshop. But how good is that? I mean, if you're not very clever, you've got the also got that little inside bit as well. So you've got the cutout to this. So if you wanted to just put down the stencil, as you can clearly do, and if you're unsure of where things go, you pop that down, and then there you go. You've already got, if you're not very clear or you're unsure, yeah, you've got that guide already there that Tracy's done. You know, so look at that, and then all you got to do is join up the lines then as such. But if you want the detail, take your lines and then just curve it round, follow the curvature of that product, and that's all it is. It's just, if you're stuck, message me. I'm more than happy to help you. You know, so there we go. So reference picture, I haven't changed it. That's the one I used earlier, so that's my reference. Imgur, whoever, whatever. There was no followers, no likes, it was just a picture on there. So I presume he's actually painted it, where Imgur is for there. So that was my version of you. And that's what we've done this evening. And if you haven't done it, you've got to follow along. You understand just how to play around with a smudge stick, a rubber, you know, burnishing. And if you're still unsure, like I say, I will be doing some in-depth online workshops to show you, and that will be lives as well. So we'll be doing it together, real time, you know, and it takes as long as it takes. I'm not rushing something, it will take as long as it takes. So hopefully it would be within a couple of hours, but it depends on the project that we're doing and the questions that you ask, because I'm going to do it where it's not a huge group either. It's a selected few where we can speak, we can talk, and we can support each other, because not everybody can probably do this, you know, and that's following the guidance of a stencil. You know, I like to do freehand work. So again, I'm going to love and leave you. I'll matte and layer it, and I'll post a picture out, but that's tonight's one. I'll just show you the lovely little Poppy who I've done for yes, thumbs up. So that's Poppy, who is a commission piece, and I've got I have been given consent to post. So I'll take some photos and I'll put her on. I'll put Poppy on tomorrow, just so you can all see. But yeah, love it. You know, it's nice to capture these, especially when they're such special moments. So thank you for trusting me to send a picture for me to do some drawings. So, you know, it's I'm quite choked actually that you trust me enough to draw. So thank you. But yeah, have fun, have a go. You know, and if you don't get it bang on right, don't worry about it. You know, going in the garden and go and pick a flower, put the flower down and that. So, poppy cuddles, yeah, definitely. So, big hugs, big loves. I'm going to say goodbye to these guys first of all. So, thank you all. So, my toilet market, yeah, toilet paper, 7p a roll. Love it. Honestly, Diane, you're full of so many different it's all good. So I'm going to say bye to you guys on here. Bless you. Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks for watching, sweetie. Hope you're well. Hi, Michelle. Nita, hi. Jane, hi. Denise, hi. And all the rest of the gang. So I'm going to say bye to you guys. I'll say hi and then I cut them off. Sorry. So rude of me. Dear, dear, dear. Right then, so let's grab you guys there and oh, there we go. There we are. So there's the reality of it. There's Tracy's fabulous stencil. That inspired me because I've done something very similar before. So I didn't go into so much detail because, you know, being I was doing things with stamps and stuff like that. But now I'm doing more pencil work. I'm going to start going into more detailed stuff for you guys. So there's that. There's our gorgeous Popper. Let's pop her out. So there we are. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? Absolutely love her. And then there's a few bits of me other bops. So we've got Madonna, we've got the Kingfisher. And there's a few of my little makes and bits and pieces up there. Whatever not. So I will see you. Well, what day on Thursday? I'll see you Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll be something with pencils and colours and God knows what. So have a good one, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Yeah, I'll see you Sunday morning, Ruth. Now, behave yourself. I know what you're like. Thanks, Rose. And I'll see you all soon. So take care. Bye now.